Welcome to the deep dive. You've brought us these really interesting excerpts from Martin Alexander's noise anecdotes from a career in acoustics.
Yeah, it looks fascinating.
And our job, as always, is to jump right in, pull out the surprising bits, the key moments, give you those aha connections, basically the good stuff fast.
Exactly. And this isn't just about decibels and frequencies. It's about, well, the whole winding road of a career in acoustics, the unexpected turns, the tech shifts, just the sheer variety of it all.
Okay, so let's get into it. Right at the start, there's this almost like cinematic moment, a near-miss jaywalking incident.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads him to reconnect with Gabriella, who becomes his wife. It's one of those real sliding doors things, isn't it?
It really is. Makes you think how small moments can just change everything. And then the graduation gift that triumphs Spitfire.
Oh, yeah, the British Racing Green one. Iconic.
Yeah, definitely. It's more than just a car. It feels like a symbol of that whole summer, that whole period. Freedom, maybe.
Totally. And then, speaking of new paths, he gets into MIT, a PhD program in bioengineering. That's pretty serious stuff.
Hugely demanding, yeah. He mentions the tough classes, the long commutes. It sounds like a grind.
But then acoustics starts calling. Dr. Amar Bose's lectures, that visit to Bose headquarters.
Right. And that binaural sound demo he describes, you can imagine how mind-blowing that must have been back then, like a glimpse into the future of audio.
It really seems like that visit, seeing the real-world application, was maybe more compelling than the bioengineering theory.
I think so. And you get these little details, too, like the story about the specific paper supplier for the speaker cones.
Yeah. Shows how every little piece matters, right?
Exactly. It's not just the big ideas.
So, okay, he pivots. Academia to consulting. Gets a job offer from Lewis S. Goodfriend Associates. Almost went with BBN, apparently.
A close call there. But before he starts work, this epic European trip with Gabriella.
Oh, man. Pre-internet, pre-cell phones. Can you imagine planning that?
Seriously. No kayak, no Google Maps. Just guidebooks and, well, figuring it out as you go.
Makes the anecdotes even better, though. The tiny train bunks.
And Gabriella's creative language skills in Germany. The game she played?
He calls it a game, yeah. And the scooter incident in Rome. Sounds a bit wild.
It paints such a vivid picture of that kind of adventurous, slightly seat-of-your-pants travel.
Right. Okay, so he's back, starts at LSGNA. Small office, Dr. Kessler leaves early on. Then, bam! Ambient noise surveys for a nuclear power plant.
And the community reaction sounds intense.
Understatement. That homemade missile sign, free trip for PSNY. I mean, wow.
Yeah, you're not just measuring sound levels then. You're stepping into a whole hornet's nest of public opinion.
And he had that phrase memorized, right? Making measurements of the sound levels for an environmental assessment.
Like a mantra, probably. Had to say it over and over. Plus run-ins with dogs, police.
That great neck incident with the police, yeah. Just shows how strange the job can look from the outside sometimes.
Definitely. And then the shift to industrial settings. Glass bottle plants.
The noise levels alone sound extreme.
For sure. But he points out the other hazards. Those flying gobs of molten glass.
Yikes.
And the swabbing process with the flaming lubricant. It puts the noise hazard in, let's say, perspective. Noise is bad, but molten glass flying at you.
Point taken. Okay, switching back to personal life for a sec. Buying the house in Summit, New Jersey, 76.
Mm-hmm. With Gabriella.
And the saga of moving the platform bed.
Yeah.
Sounds like a classic moving day nightmare.
Huh. We've all been there with some piece of furniture, right?
Totally. Then a career move, Dames and More. Sounds like a step up in scale, bigger project.
Yeah, more scope.
Yeah.
And that first helicopter flight landing on the Pan Am building, quite an entrance.
Talk about a different kind of commute.
A world away from the Spitfire, yeah.
And around this time, a huge personal milestone. Their first child, Gillian. He mentions the fertility treatments, which is quite open.
It is, and it connects the career timeline with this really significant personal journey. And the timing, coinciding with Star Wars hitting theaters.
Adds that little pop culture timestamp. Makes it relatable.
Definitely.
Okay, back to the consulting trenches. Testifying at public hearings. Sounds potentially stressful.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That concrete plant meeting he describes turning into a shouting match.
Yeah, pretty volatile.
Yeah.
And the landfill noise hearing. Raising questions about how noise affects people differently, maybe based on age.
Right, that cross-examination about age and hearing sensitivity. It really highlights how acoustics meets public policy and perception. It's not just numbers on a meter.
True. Then a totally different environment. An offshore oil platform.
Wow. Just getting there sounds like an adventure, that noisy, open-sided Huey helicopter.
Seriously. And the rig itself open grading the Gulf below.
Cool.
not your typical office.
Absolutely not. Unique challenges everywhere. And almost losing that accelerometer.
Heart-stopping, I bet. Expensive piece of kit dangling over the ocean.
Managed to grab it, though. Good save. Probably a story he told for years.
I would. Then we get into troubleshooting. The noisy convent air conditioning.
Yeah, classic problem solving. Everyone thinks it's the fan noise, the obvious thing.
But it wasn't, was it? It was the pumps down in the basement transmitting noise through the water pipes.
Exactly. Shows you gotta dig deeper sometimes. Look beyond the obvious, that whole acoustic detective work angle.
And some, let's say, unusual work locations. The underground Pentagon.
Right. And Rockland County Jail. Imagine the acoustic challenges there. Lots of hard reflective surfaces, I'd guess.
Plus, the inmates being right there adds a whole other layer to the workday.
No kidding. Security, different protocols. Very different from a typical office survey.
Then, total 180, 90s New York City club scene, working for Peter Gation's Club USA.
Measuring noise levels in a thumping nightclub late at night.
And then getting to go back as a guest. Perks of the job, maybe.
Must have been quite the contrast, seeing it from the technical side and then just experiencing it. Shows the range of acoustics, doesn't it? From nuclear plants to nightclubs.
It really does. Okay, new chapter. Brule in K-Jar.
Yeah.
Kicks off with a demo at Indian Point, again.
Yeah, using time delay spectrometry this time. But then, snowstorm.
Right, so the big high-tech demo turns into a simulated demo.
Haha, yeah. Sometimes Mother Nature just doesn't cooperate with your sales pitch.
Seems like travel was a big part of the B&K job. Lots of anecdotes follow. Near blizzards in Manhattan.
Walking across town in a suit through the snow. Been there.
Flights with sleeping neighbors. Weirdly empty planes, even one carrying horses.
Everyone who travels for work has these stories, don't they? The slightly surreal moments. And the O'Hare curse.
Oh, the dreaded O'Hare diversion. To Peoria, in his case.
And the solution. Ordering pizza to the airport gate. Genius.
Resourceful, you got to give him that. And the celebrity encounters.
Right, the flying Karamazov brothers juggling pins and Macs on the plane.
Meeting the amazing Kreskin. Flying with a former Danish ambassador's wife. These little unexpected meetings.
Breaks up the routine for sure. Adds a bit of sparkle to the travel grind.
And there's airport security, always a fun topic.
Especially when you're carrying specialized, maybe slightly weird-looking technical gear.
You can imagine the questions. And that story about the duct tape and British currency.
Right.
What was that about?
Sounds like one of those things that looks suspicious even if it's totally innocent. Always awkward.
And then the equipment theft. From the rental car in New York City.
Ugh, awful. But his reactions sounds almost resigned, like, well, that happened. Pragmatic, maybe?
Yeah, seasoned traveler, perhaps. Followed by a whole series of rental car mishaps. Wipers going crazy.
Flat tire, the Mustang convertible in California.
Huh. And the armadillo incident in Texas?
Poor armadillo. And poor car, probably. And that Gone in 60 Seconds mix-up where they gave him the wrong car, basically one that was supposed to be stolen.
That one is just bizarre. Hard to believe.
Stranger than fiction sometimes, right?
Definitely. But then the tone shifts. He talks about traveling right after 9/11.
Yeah, that's a very different kind of travel story. The atmosphere, the uncertainty, that long drive home from Detroit.
Really captures that specific unsettling time. A major world event cutting right through the everyday work stuff.
A powerful reminder of how interconnected everything is.
Okay, shifting back a bit. Music keeps popping up. He played in a blues band. Blue Shift.
Yeah, back in the 90s. And then later, the Brule and Kajar company band, the Hilbert Transformers.
What a great name. Playing at conferences, even Disney World.
I love that. Blending the technical work with this creative, fun outlet, connecting with people in a different way.
Yeah, it shows another dimension. So towards the end of the excerpts, he reflects, draws some conclusions, core philosophies.
Right, like the classic engineer's rule. Always check the cable first.
It's usually the simple thing, isn't it?
So often.
Yeah.
And that idea that customers always lie, well, maybe not lie, but...
You need to dig for the real reasons behind what they're asking for, or why they make certain decisions. Understand the underlying motivation.
Exactly. It's about reading between the lines. Good consulting insight.
Also, always looking for the next big client. He mentions BlackBerry Rim as an example.
Spotting potential early, foresight, and seizing unexpected opportunities, like the initial work with the NYU Neurophysiology Lab.
Didn't seem like an obvious fit at first, maybe, but it led somewhere.
Yeah, being open to those curveballs. And he reflects on the technology explosion he lived through, PDP-8s and teletypes.
Right up to smartphones. Just an incredible transformation during one career.
Mind-boggling when you think about it like that.
And B&K trying out unusual instruments. Luminance contrast meter, thermal comfort meter.
Shows a willingness to innovate, push boundaries, even if some products don't quite land, like those posters sent back from Saudi Arabia.
Ah, yeah, cultural context matters. But then the partnership with Listen Inc. and Soundcheck Software, that sounds like a big success.
A really successful collaboration, it seems. Shows the power of partnership.
He also talks about teaching seminars. Clearly enjoyed it. And the perk for Gabriella, leftover fancy lunches.
Huh. A nice side benefit. And teaching with a slide rule back in the day.
Takes you back. Seminars in places like Atlantic City casinos, collecting conference swag.
All part of that professional life. And that story demonstrating a sound level meter on a yacht.
And getting boarded by the Coast Guard on a drug patrol. You couldn't make it up.
Just another day at the office, right?
Apparently. And the professor's television set, the rugged analyzer that got stolen and recovered.
Adds character. Then using acoustics on a transatlantic cable amplifier.
And working at Saturday Night Live with studio mics, meeting Tom Petty.
Wow.
Using HATS, the head and torso simulators at the Grammy Awards rehearsals.
The sheer variety is just stunning. From industrial noise to high-end entertainment audio.
And even bumping into Fidel Castro in a hotel in Denmark.
Okay, that one might top the list of unexpected encounters.
Seriously. So, wrapping this up, this dive into Martin Alexander's anecdotes. It's been quite a ride.
It really has. It just drives home how those small moments, those chance encounters or near misses really do shape everything. The sliding doors idea again.
Yeah. And how a technical field like acoustics is just packed with human stories, travel, surprises. It's not just about the numbers.
Not at all. It's about applying the science in all these messy, unpredictable, real-world situations.
So maybe a final thought for you, listen in. Think about the background noise in your own life or career, those little details or detours that seem unimportant right now.
Yeah, what paths might they be subtly nudging you towards? Where might your own unexpected aha moments be hiding?
It's definitely something to ponder. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.